Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, November 1st. And if we take a look at the headlines out there, we're going to have some partly cloudy skies. It'll be warm today. We've had a few showers around this morning, so that certainly puts a damper on the soybean harvest. But it'll be a very warm day. We'll see temperatures in the upper 60s to possibly the low to mid 70s. And then we'll have a better chance of rain and thunderstorms moving in late tonight. I think, again, most of the day should be fine, and we should be able to get lots of harvest activity in. And then I think that rain will last into tomorrow night, maybe even early on Thursday. And then we'll see a really dry spell set in for Thursday afternoon, right on through early next week with, again, lots of sunshine. Temperatures will cool down a bit, but we'll still be around or a little above normal here for the next week or two. And then we may see some more significant changes at that time. If we look at the normals for the day, our normal high is 55, the normal low 36. And you can see back in 1912, we had 1.54 inches of precipitation. 4 inches of that came in snow. And if we can take a look back in time at the weather map, we had a low pressure system that moved into the Ohio Valley, then right up towards east of Lake Huron. It had a barometric pressure of 29.25 for a very strong fall storm, and that dumped a swath of pretty heavy snow back behind it into central and northern lower Michigan. Again, that 4 inches recorded at Alma. And if we look at the conditions around the area yesterday, you can see temperatures mainly in the low 50s across the area. The highest temperature in Lansing at 54, and the lowest temperature got down to 31 degrees in Newaygo and -1 over in St. Thomas. And if we look at the day yesterday, you can see we had plenty of corn come in throughout the day, and you can see the skies were variable cloudiness. We had more clouds than sun, but we did have some periods of sun yesterday, and we even got a few soybeans harvested. They were on the wet side, but certainly we had a few guys running yesterday. If we look at the highs and lows across the lower 48 yesterday, 94 degrees at Rio Grande Village in Texas, and 13 degrees at Boise State Park in California. If we look at conditions around the area this morning, again, very warm out there. Temperatures about 10 to 12 degrees above normal in the low and even mid 50s in the upper 40s across southeast lower Michigan. And you can see we've actually picked up now a couple hundredths of an inch. This was at about 5 a.m. And again, temperatures pretty warm out there this morning, and we got a warm day coming up. If we get enough sunshine, some areas across southeast lower Michigan, south central lower Michigan could see temperatures up towards 75 degrees. Again, so a very nice day, at least upper 60s to low 70s most areas. If we take a look at the radar, you can see some of that shower activity that's moved across central lower Michigan this morning. Again, heading off to the east towards the Thumb area. So we do have a chance, at least for the next couple of hours here, and that's due to the warm front that's going to be lifting north into the area. And on satellite view, you can see that area of moisture associated with the warm front that's lifting up into the Great Lakes here and giving us our warm temperatures. If we look at the low-level wind fields, you can clearly see our low-level wind and that moisture moving up from the south. Again, it's going to give us a warm and actually kind of a muggy day today. Again, with temperatures well above normal, almost 20 degrees above normal. And if we look at the weather map for this morning, you can see the area low pressure system moving along this front, the warm front lifting off to the north. And as that low moves up that front, we'll expect rain to become more widespread probably after midnight. I think the heaviest rain, though, is going to fall probably during the afternoon hours on Wednesday into Wednesday night. And again, I think it'll be a pretty decent rain for most areas. And again, see by tomorrow morning that front just slowly moving south into the state, low pressure moving up that front. Again, I think the heaviest rain is going to be across south central and maybe central Michigan here over the next 72 hours. And then by Thursday, that cold front moves off to the area. That should bring some drying conditions, and we're going to have kind of a zonal flow. And that's going to keep temperatures near to slightly above normal, and I expect pretty decent dry weather right on through at least early next week, maybe much of next week. So we got a pretty prolonged period of dry weather, it looks like, coming up. As far as precipitation over the next 72 hours, this is from the WPC. Now, the European has the heaviest rain on an axis from about Muskegon to Mount Pleasant to Calcallan. And again, I think many areas in the heaviest areas could see around a half to 3/4 of an inch, locally around an inch or so. And then areas north and south of that heavy band will be around 1/4 to ½ inch. And then as you get farther north into lower Michigan, very little rainfall expected back into northwest lower Michigan and the UP. If we look at the extended outlook, a couple of things to talk about. Again, much of the area is going to be of the lower 48 is going to be above normal. But what we're going to watch is this big upper ridge that's been around central Canada over towards Hudson Bay, James Bay area, extending down into the eastern part of the U.S. That's going to begin to retrograde back to the west, and that's going to allow troughing to slide in from the east. And I think we're going to see cooler temperatures begin to become more the normal as we see temperatures near to below normal, I think, in about 10 days, as we again see a big trough begin to start to establish itself over the eastern U.S. But we should see that in some of the extended models here over the next few days, I believe. And as far as precipitation, looks like we're going to dry out quite a bit, and that should allow a lot of harvest activity to get done here once we get past this rain here over the next 72 hours. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.